A New York City guy, you also have LA time, but I like my Detroit, and Matthew Stafford deserves every single penny. Michael Rappaport, your thoughts?
Come here, man. Lift it up a little bit. Matty Stafford, I love you. You killed last week in real life and for me in fantasy football. You deserve every penny you get. You may not be the highest paid player in a couple of weeks, but get your money, do your thing. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan, and you look like my youngest son.
Oh, there you go. That's what's up. All right, so
our camera guy got his bicep workout.
Yeah, he did.
I think the camera. What's his name? Is it Mike?
You don't know.
Yeah. Mike, the camera guy. You're a little lazy, man. Get it up a little higher, man.
Take a lap, Mike.
Hey, come here, Mike. Come here, Mike. Mike, come on.
Show him how to do it.
Mike, listen. Raise the camera when I'm doing the rant. There you go. Don't be lazy. Okay? Everybody could lose a little weight. This is a great workout for you. Get out of here.
Good work, Mike. Good work.
We love you, Mike.
Good work, Mike.
Mike's having a ball.
Mike just walked off
Mike's
the set.
furious. He just slammed the camera.
Mike's thinking, this is part of my union job.
I was supposed to be doing the Harry Connick show. That's garbage.
Harry Connick never said I need to lose
Harry
weight.
Connick just croons. All right, look, Mike.
That was fun.
All right. Woo!
Everyone has a fantasy. It's time for the Hooters Fantasy Players of the Week.
Let's find out how ready you are. In the no-holds-barred world of deep-cover espionage, survival in a hostile environment demands you to be the master of many skills. It's no different on the football field. Take this man. Terrell Owens. Intel indicates he's one of the most dangerous receivers in the game. Mastering many of the attributes that makes a good field agent great.
Let's go, T.O. Let's go, T.O.
He's sophisticated. Able to get the message across.
That's a first.
Schooled in the delicate art of negotiation.
They hate to love me.
And of course, a master of disguise. So don't blink or you'll miss the action. On and off the field. And remember this.
Hey, one on a mission!
Without men like Terrell Owens, it's nothing but a game. Now you're ready for some football.
Edie!
Hey there, Terrell.
What are you doing here?
Oh, my house burned down. And I needed to take a long, hot shower. So where are you off to? Looking so pretty.
Baby, it's Monday Night Football. Game starts in 10 minutes.
Oh, you and your little games. I've got a game we could play.
Edie, this is major. We've got Parcells and the Cowboys, and Donovan needs me.
Well, what about my needs? What about Edie?
Will you stop it? All of Philadelphia is counting on me.
Well, I can't help myself. I love you, T.O.
Then how about you tell me what's buried underneath that pool?
You know I can't tell you that.
Then I got a game to play.
Terrell, wait.
Oh, hell. Team's gonna have to win this one without me.
Oh my God. Who watches this trash? Sex, lies, betrayal.
And that woman is just so desperate.
I know what you should watch.
Are you ready for some football?
Trish.
Hey, Shelton.
What are you doing here?
Oh, me? I was just taking a long, hot shower. And where are you off to? Looking so pretty.
Monday night. Raw. I got a 6-man tag match. William and Eugene need me.
What about my needs? What about Trish?
Oh, sugar. Don't worry. You'll find somebody else. I mean, you are the biggest slut on Raw.
You're so uptight. You need to loosen up. And I know just how.
What the hell is going on here?
It's a woman in a towel. I mean, this is unconscionable. This is scandalous. I can see the moral fabric of America disintegrating right before my very eyes. The sexual overtones, the racial overtones.
Excuse me?
Oh, Sheldon, you may not realize this, but you're an African American. And everybody knows that African Americans are attracted to Canadian white women with broken noses. Now, I'm sorry, but the FCC is not going to tolerate this, and neither will I. I mean, I'm not going to have a locker room full of miscreants and deviants. This is the WWE. This is not the NFL. And it damn sure is not the NBA. Because it's this kind of sexual titillation that will send you and other professional wrestlers up into the stands to attack the audience. And if that were to happen, that would be the downfall of civilization as we know it.
You know what? You really need to lighten up.
I have a board of directors to answer to. Someone has to uphold the virtue. Is he gone?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Are you ready for some wrestling?
call. Somebody else will get the job.
So, what else is new, Lucky?
My name is Corinne Burns. I'm replying to your mother's helper's ad.
Nobody's gonna hire you.
My name is Corinne Burns.
In case you haven't heard, you're the laughingstock of this town.
Can I get a lift to town?
I'll see you at rehearsal.
He was in the class ahead of you and Carolyn, remember? She used to go out with him.
We're the #1 rock and roll group in the world, and we are going to see that everything is going to be different. It's all got to change. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to build a radio station tomorrow, and we're not going to play any commercials and no news, just rock and roll and the truth. 1, 2, 3, 4!
In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
Hey.
Hey.
Listen to this. Well, with this girl last night, halfway through our date, I realized I already slept with her.
basically, you've slept with all the women in New York, and now you're just going around again?
Yeah, but that's not even the weird part. I don't think she remembered sleeping with me.
Like, you don't remember sleeping with her.
Yeah, but she should remember sleeping with me. I am very memorable. You guys know.
What? How do we know? We've never slept with you.
And whose fault is that?
What's the big deal? You forgot, she forgot. Maybe you were having an off night.
Hey! I never have an off night, okay? Although, sometimes if I'm a little bloated, I don't feel that sexy. But even then, I'm better than most.
Hey, why don't you just let it go and ask her out again? Yeah, you're both so slutty, you don't even remember who you slept with. You're made for each other.
Interesting. Yeah. All right, well, I'll go out with her again, and I'll try to get past it. Yeah. No salt bloating.
Joey?
What?
Joey, you don't think sharks are sexy, do you?
No? Wait a minute, what was The Little Mermaid?
So it was really a shock after 25 years of marriage. My parents, a perfect couple, getting divorced. I kind of took it the hardest because I was the youngest.
Sure, yeah. How can you not remember me?
What?
How could you not remember that we slept together?
What? When?
I don't know.
I really, really think I would remember sleeping with you.
Come on, search your brain, all right? It was a certain amount of time ago. Okay, I was here, you were here, we had sex here, not there. Anything?
No, it's not ringing any bells.
My God, woman. How many people do you have to have been with not to remember any of this?
Hey, Haley, we really gotta fix that doorknob. Joey?
Oh. I slept with you. And you obviously remember me. Hey, I still got it. So we're good. I'll let myself out.
What is the matter with you? I am trying.
I'm gonna eat around the bite marks.
No, see, I am trying to get information, and you are yapping about your burger.
I'm trying to make things look natural. It's called police work. And what about you? Hey, can you tell us where your crime is going down? And if you wouldn't mind, speak into the tiny microphone in my blouse. That'd be super. I like that.
You got problems, you know that?
Oh, I got problems.
Yeah, I told you this was a bad idea.
It's a very good idea. I got us the information we
you have
needed.
your
Boston.
own mic,
It's Boston.
stupid. Get off it.
You know what else I got? I got 2 burgers. I got a vanilla malt and a salad for my wife. By the way, we got a pretty big tab out here, so if you can run out a debit card. I gotta say, really nice job out there. You know, this is a good bus for you. Just for the record, I'm sorry about the whole mattress on the news thing.
Thanks. It was a good bus for both of us. And since we're apologizing, I am sorry for writing you up.
I appreciate you saying that. Office of Memory Foam.
Yeah, and by the way, you had food on your shirt the whole time.
Yeah, that was to steal focus from the amount of eye makeup you had on. You're like, oh, hey! Whoa.
Okay. You know what you should do? You should try to get a job sweating professionally because you do it really well.
Yeah, I might do that. I might just do that.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The spotlight's on, time to stake your claim for Monday Night Football's Hall of Fame. The Lions and Giants are ready to go. They all turn it up when they play in this show. The scrambles, the catches, the hard-hitting D. What a football game this turned out to be. Tell me if you're ready for a party.
And in a tradition that dates all the way back to last year, Ahmad Bradshaw of the Giants 2007 Super Bowl championship team will ring the bell to start the game. Number of members of the 2007 Super Bowl winning team here tonight, celebrating the 10th anniversary of their victory over the New England Patriots. Not sure, Coach, if they actually ring the bell or they just stand around the bell. There we go.
Those guys could ring a lot of people's bell. Great football team.
ESPN Deportes broadcast of Monday Night Football airing on ESPN2 with Alvaro Martin, Raul Alegre, and John Sutcliffe. For the second year in a row here in the Meadowlands, the Giants hosting the Detroit Lions. They played in Week 15. Last year, a 17-6 Giants victory. Aldrich Rosas kicks off for New York. They won the toss and deferred. The Lions will get it first. Here's the rookie Jamal Agnew out of the University of San Diego, upended as he reached the 20-yard line. Kerry Wynn down there covering the kickoff. Here's Matthew Stafford, making his 99th straight start. Consecutive regular season start, third longest of all time. Only his brother Peyton Manning and the all-time record holder Brett Favre have more consecutive starts in NFL history among quarterbacks. It's 213 in a row if you count the playoffs. Manning in trouble and sacked. And the ball comes out very late. Haloti Ngata knocked the ball loose. No whistle, so at least for the moment it's alive, and it's a Detroit touchdown for Darius Slay.
When you try to throw a double move, you got to hold the ball and let the route develop. And every time the Giants hold the ball, they seem to get in trouble.
The officials are conferring. Was Manning down before the ball came out? Looked live like he was down, and it looks like he's down there. I guess the only question would be, was the ball starting to come out before his knee hit the ground?
Previous play is going to be reviewed. Fumbled touchdown. After reviewing the play prior to the fumble, the quarterback's left knee was down by contact. The ball will be placed back at the 13-yard line. Third down. The clock will remain as is.
Stafford flushed from the pocket, showing that running ability that John talked about before the game, and he slides down with a first down at the 24-yard line of New York. They are in field goal range for Matt Prater. Four-man rush. Stafford well protected, lofts it up, and it's a touchdown for Marvin Jones.
Eli Apple struggled last week big time against Dallas, and that's the third time they've been looking for Apple. Felt Landon Collins get out of position, and he threw a back shoulder fade. Beautiful throw. Jones, who had 930 yards receiving last year, is the Lions certified deep threat. That's a great adjustment.
They fake a handoff to Paul Perkins, and it's dumped off to the tight end, Red Ellison, who came over from Minnesota primarily to be a blocker and try to help the running game. Backfield, excellent pass receiver. He caught 9 balls last week against Dallas. Manning throws on target. Evan Ingram, the tight end, first-round pick, the rookie out of Ole Miss, banged down by Quandre Diggs, and some rhythm finally on offense for the Giants. The season on offense for New York, but perhaps about to punch it in the end zone. They're in the red zone at the 18. And Manning going to the end zone for the touchdown. Evan Ingram.
Well, you got to know if you're the Detroit Lions that Evan Ingram is not motioning into the backfield to be a lead blocker. He's going to fool the linebackers, the safeties. They think it's a lead block. There's nobody home. That's great design, but you must know that Evan Ingram is a pass receiver. He is not in there to be a fullback.
So a takeaway for the Giants defense, and Manning down the middle behind Ingram, and it's intercepted by the Lions on the ricochet. Tyre Whitehead back inside the 30-yard line. Opener against Arizona.
You're going to see Ingram on a crossing route. The Lions weren't fooled this time. They knew Ingram was in there to run a route. Eli just missed the throw. It's tip. And tip passes between the hash marks is a problem.
Therefore, sit down.
2nd and 3. Lions try to reclaim the lead. Ebron open after the play fake. And he's out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Excellent pass receiving tight end who's had a hard time staying on the field in recent years due to injuries, but he caught 61 a year ago.
Well, every year his reception totals get higher and higher, but here's another pass receiving tight end. And even though you give him some of these rundown situations
in the league last year, Stafford got away from JPP and throws a touchdown. Eric Ebron gives Detroit the lead again.
It's the plaster in coverage. Somebody has to maintain their coverage down the field, and you cannot let Matt Stafford out of contain or you're in trouble. You get knocked down, you sack, you fumble, poked in the eye, you come right back. With another scramble play touchdown, and not many guys playing better right now in the red zone than Matthew Stafford and his line offense.
Matt Prater for the extra point. The new holder, Jeff Locke, gets it down. Well, after the interception, they need just 5 plays to score. Ebron already 5 catches for 42 yards and now a touchdown for Detroit.
Play in the middle of this Lion defense.
Lots of time for Eli, and there is Davis. Well, it's hard to blame that one on the offensive line. Eli had plenty of time, but ran out of it as Davis dumped him.
Spent a lot of time with Jarrad Davis, a rookie out of Florida, in the offseason, and this man is wired like a 1975 throwback player. He played the game for nothing, Sean.
21st pick in the draft out of the University of Florida. And the first Lions rookie to start the season opener at middle linebacker since the great Chris Spielman back in 19. Coaches tell us he's in there at the latest every morning around 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Usually there at about 9 o'clock at night. And look out. Eli Manning will not get away from Ziggy Ansah.
Eric Flowers, no match for Ansah, who's coming back to full health. Flowers has been scrutinized heavily here for good reason. He has committed numerous penalties and has really struggled in one-on-one pass protection. Ziggy Ansah, who had 14 and a half sacks in 2015, battled injury last year, and if this man comes back to his rare form, the Lions are a lot different team on defense. They've got some young, rising stars.
Last week at Dallas, you'd think they'd really go to him without Beckham. But he didn't have a catch until 20 seconds remained in the game to extend his streak to 160 straight games with a catch and another sack.
Wow.
Ziggy Ansah with the sack of Eli Manning. They run to the other side with Amir Abdullah. He has a first down and much more. Across midfield and a touchdown saving tackle made by Darian Thompson. Connected from 58 against Arizona. Block the new holder. That one is hooking, and it's off the crossbar, and good!
Oh! 12 in a row for Prater. Long bomber kicker out here, and you talk about all these fourth quarter comebacks they've had in Detroit. Matt Stafford doesn't get all the credit. It's Prater a lot of the time, and that might be the most dramatic field goal I've ever seen made.
Just going to try to continue to pick my spots with him. John?
All right, Lisa, thank you. Orleans Darkwa, the running back. They give it to him. Off the left side, he gets bent back after a gain of about 3. Tahir Whitehead made the tackle. McAdoo is the play caller. There was some speculation this week in New York. At least one columnist here raised the question, would he hand off the play calling to Mike Sullivan, a former offensive coordinator, the offensive coordinator, a former play caller himself?
Well, the reason Ben McAdoo is your head coach is because he's an offensive guy, and they want to run his offense. They just better run it better because they got booed off the field after the first half.
They start 0-2. That's a really bad omen if you want to make the playoffs. And there he goes down again. Looked like the ball almost came out. Eli did well to hang on to it. The 5th sack of the night for the Detroit Lions. And this was a team that really struggled to sack the quarterback last year.
Well, it's a protection plan. You have to go into the locker room and figure out how to get Eric Flowers some help. But if you think he's going to block Ziggy Ansah one-on-one tonight, you're mistaken. He is ruining this game for the New York Giants. I'm shocked they're isolating him in one-on-one protection against that man right there because Ansah is on fire.
As you saw, the ball did come out and Eli got it back. But it's 3rd down and 9. On target throw to Darkwa, but he swung out of bounds by the rookie Jarrad Davis, well short of the first down.
This man can play, Sean. He had a sack in the first half. He's just a rookie. And when he gets a feel for this defense and improves in coverage, look out. This is a nice job by Davis. He will not come off the field. That's uncommon for a rookie linebacker. He calls all the signals. He's got rare intangibles and leadership, and he will stuff you.
After back-to-back completions of 38, the longest of the season for Manning in 17. Now they're back on the 11. High throw incomplete. In the middle of the end zone looking for Sterling Shepard. And Quinn and Killebrew there for the Detroit Lions.
Killebrew's coming on. I saw Killebrew play safety, linebacker, and defensive end last week against Arizona. The second-year man coming into his own, had a pick 6 last week against Carson Palmer, and that time he almost stole one from Eli Manning. Where is Brandon Marshall? At the top of the screen. He has been brought here to help them in the red zone. They need a big physical presence.
Play clock running down. 1 second left as they snap it. Eli checked to a run for Shane Vereen. He got popped as he crossed the 10. Crowd doesn't like that play call. It's Miles Killebrew again. Second-year man out of Southern Utah.
Well, that's Eli Manning's training. He knew it was a soft zone, and he checked to a running play. The problem is, even though it's a soft box, there's only one linebacker in here. The Giants don't block it good enough.
On 3rd and goal from the 9. Manning steps into the throw and a big tackle made. Ingram tackled around the legs by Glover Quinn. And the crowd wants Ben McAdoo to go for the touchdown. But a field goal here makes it a 1-score game.
I think you have to kick this if you're Ben McAdoo, but you feel the urgency to go for it. Good tackling by this Lion defense. Glover Quinn
Boy, they're going to go for it. I agree with you.
Footwork by Golden Tate.
Easy. Hey, give me Kershaw here. Kershaw, baby.
Did he say Kershaw?
Kershaw.
Kershaw,
Matthew Stafford's childhood buddy back in Highland Park in the Dallas area. Theo Riddick will get extra points from the Russian judge for the sit spin as he made it to the 45-yard line, but Kershaw and Matthew Stafford 30-yard gain. Now it's 3rd down and 8. Ingram didn't quite get to the 1st down marker, it appears. And it's going to be 4th down and 1. And no hesitation from Ben McAdoo.
The Giants not scoring points. Dropping the football is a big reason for it.
Odell Beckham Jr. dropped 8 in the regular season last year. That was 6th most in the league. Booming punt by Wing. But Jamal Agnew, a nice return. It goes by the punter Wing, and he is off to the races. Jamal Agnew, the rookie out of the University of San Diego, makes it a 2-score game.
That's another Bob Quinn draft choice. This good for a while. It's a great catch. Unbelievable open field running.
He can run. He ran 88 yards after a 60-yard punt. That's Zach Diassi, the long snapper, among those who could not get Agnew on the ground. No chance for Wing. Record through 50 regular season games for the Detroit Lions of any head coach dating back to the 1950s. And his team has a 14-point lead. Shane Vereen, the running back. Detroit rushes only 3. They go to cover, and it looks like Vereen got belted down by Quandre Diggs short of the 1st down.
Diggs is a heck of a player. I mean, they have a good young football team, and last year Asa Jackson had to play the nickel position.
Progress spot, we're going to replace the ball at the 49.5-yard line and remeasure. Detroit has won the challenge. They are not charged with the timeout.
You mentioned Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a contract. That's unusual for a coach just about any major sport in America in his final year. As you said, he said, I'm not even thinking about it. I've made a lot of money coaching. That's not an issue. Focused on my men and my mission of winning the Super Bowl. And we spoke to Bob Quinn about it. He said, well, Jim and I have agreed we're not going to talk about it. But the more we talked to Bob Quinn, I said, well, wouldn't it be logical then if he doesn't have a contract that you want to see him coach more before you make a decision about he's the coach for the future? He said, yeah, that's basically it. But I don't know what more he has to do. He's as genuine a person as there is in the league. The results speak for themselves the last few years. Yeah, you'd like to win some playoff games, but they're trending up.
Well, he might like what he sees tonight after they win this challenge. That's great coaching. And Quandre Diggs, get back to Diggs. What a play that was. He came out of nowhere to make that tackle on Shane Vereen. That's big time.
And that development has sent a lot of the folks toward the exits here at MetLife Stadium.
Try to update you on Jarrad Davis, young linebacker who was helped off the field, and let's hope that's nothing serious.
He's heading to the locker room. Very likable young man. Said he told his dad when he was 6 years old, John Davis, that he was going to play football as his living. Linebacker and a running back in high school. The coaches went to him and said, we want you to just play linebacker. He didn't like it. He went home, complained to his parents.
Please
his mother said, well,
clock. 10 minutes, 2 seconds. 10:02 on the game clock, please. 1st and 10, Detroit.
if you don't want to listen to what your coaches say and do what they tell you, then you can come home instead of play football and you can do a lot of chores around the house. So he decided it was better to be a linebacker.
He's our kind of guy. He's all football all the time, and he looks like he's going to be okay. That's a great sign. I'm happy to see that.
And especially the last couple of years that he's making his 201st consecutive start tonight. He throws toward the end zone for Marshall, and it's broken up by Darius Slay.
That's a big play, Slay. I like that name. He got hurt last year in the game against the Giants, and they missed their star right corner out of Mississippi State. But Brandon Marshall has been invisible in this game and in this season for the Giants. Credit Slay with a beautiful pass breakup.
4:47 to go. From the 29. Manning throwing while backing up as the pressure was again coming. Evan Ingram, the intended receiver.
You know, in these situations, I remember when we had a great pass rush, I would use my timeouts on defense. I'd take a timeout just to let Warren Sapp and Simeon Rice get a drink of water so they could finish the game. And you're not taking these timeouts home with you to Detroit. Don't be surprised if the Lions don't use a timeout to freshen their pass rushers. Hans is not even on the field.
Alex Barrett is out there. Undrafted rookie out of San Diego State. Play clock at 1. They blitz from Manning's right. He dodged that. Throws on the run for Ingram, and he couldn't catch it. Near the goal line. Wow. Laying the lumber in that Detroit secondary. Darius Slay and Miles Killebrew. There as the ball arrived to Ingram.
Darius Slay makes an unbelievable play. Comes out of nowhere to reject Ingram. Legal hit. That's outstanding work by Darius Slay. He gets Marshall and then he gets Ingram.
Must convert 4th down and 10 with 4.5 minutes to go. Given time, throws, and it is incomplete. Beckham couldn't catch it. Even if he did, going to the ground for it, he was going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. He's done very little on offense in the second half until now. Here's Amir Abdullah to the races, and he's spun down by Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, who then clutches it.
The Giants haven't been able to score. As an outsider, I just felt that with all this firepower, all 5 linemen returning, I thought this would be a fun offense to watch, and perhaps it will be, but they are a long way off right now.
That's hard to believe.
Hard. You know, they've had drop passes, and again, they can't run the football. Everything looks hard right now for the Giants, and I've been there. I've been through 2-3 games. When I call plays, we had a lot of days like this, McDonough. We really did.
Well, you had a lot of good days, too, including a Super Bowl championship. Lions in the prevent defense. They throw in a running play, what might be the last play. So this will be 8 straight games now for the Giants without reaching 20 points, including the playoff loss to Green Bay last year. Last time the Giants went 8 games in a row without reaching 20 points back in 1978 and 79, when they went 17 games in a row without reaching 20. So there are now 8 2-0 teams, including the Detroit Lions, trying to get to the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt is coming up next. Final score, the Detroit Lions 24, the New York Giants 10. We'll see you next week from the beautiful Valley of the Sun of the Cowboys and Cardinals. Till then, for John Gruden, Lisa Salters, and the entire Monday Night Football crew, I'm Sean McDonough saying good night from MetLife Stadium.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
All right, man, heck of a job. Nice job. Big win. That's a big win. Come on the road and play a good football team at home. Monday Night Football, obviously a lot of distraction, but you guys stayed very focused. I mean, it was the kind of game that we love to play, hard fought game right from the beginning to the end. Had 138 yards rushing, right? That's first time we've been there in a while. Defense held them to 62. Defense held them to 62 yards rushing, which was outstanding. 5 sacks. Boys, be with three of them. And I don't know if we can talk. And I don't know if we can talk about Tahir anymore, right? In terms of the hands.
We catch her.
Nice job. He's still going ball though. Kicking game was outstanding as well. Guys covered well, did a nice job, and also got a big return out of the little fella too. Guys did a nice job, man. Overall, just a heck of a game. Proud of the way you played. Played tough, no distractions, focused, got it done. Now, next phase, right? Yep. Now we move on. We can celebrate on the airplane, have a good time, that kind of thing, but we got to get focused in on this next opponent. It's going to be a pretty tough one at home. Good football team, right? So, is Mrs. Ford in here? Okay. Mrs. Ford, it was a nice birthday present for her, right?
Eyes up, Mr. Anybody doing that?
Hey guys, hey, this is Mrs. Ford's birthday. We're gonna sing her happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ford. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, great week, short week. Take care of your bodies and let's get prepared for next Sunday. Yes, sir. Lions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Marvin, you guys pretty efficient early on against this Giants defense. You catch that 27-yard touchdown. That's a good way to start things off.
Yeah, definitely. This is what we want to do. It's our goal, to start fast. And, when we got the ball, we said, let's punch it in. So it was a good start. We took a little lull, kind of in the second half, but it was a tough one. We scratched and we clawed and we got it done.
You're on the sideline, and I know you don't play defense, but could you appreciate what your defense was doing to rattle Eli Manning?
Oh, definitely. We have guys that could go and get the quarterback, and they have high motors, and we know that. We see it in practice every day. So to be on the sideline, all of us were standing up, really into it. It was a great performance.
Marvin, we'll put this in the way too early to talk about this category, but you're the only 2-0 team in your division. You'll take it, right?
Most definitely. We'll take that, and we just go game by game. We have another tough one coming up against another tough defense, and it's good so far.
Thanks, Marvin. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
So,
hi, yes. Welcome back. New segment for you here on Time to Shine. We're calling it Talk It Out Tuesday. We're going to talk through some of the biggest storylines in the NFL after week number 2. And let's start with the Detroit Lions. After 2 weeks, you know what they look like? A great team. They look much better than I thought they would. And without question, the main story from Monday Night Football, the Giants' epic failure, total disaster. But the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford, this team is really strong and fun to watch. Yeah, that's right, I said it. The Detroit Lions are fun to watch. When was the last time you said it? And if you watch them against Arizona and you watch them against the Giants, they're a well-oiled machine. The Lions are actually a well-oiled machine. Matthew Stafford, as we said, worth every single penny. And I think that he's done a brilliant job in Jim Bob Cooter's offense. And how about this defense? Listen, Ziggy Ansah and company, they destroyed that Giants offensive line. They showed off their depth and talent in the front seven. Sacking the quarterback 5 times. Again, you start by ripping the Giants, but make sure you give Detroit credits. And think about it. Eric Ebron flashed a little last night. Saw our guy Amir Abdullah run the football effectively. The Lions look like a professional team. And think about the Sam Bradford injury. Think about the injuries to the Green Bay Packers. Not going to be easy in week 3 with Atlanta coming to town. But the Lions right now look like a solid professional team. And as we talk through it, they're better than I thought they were going to be. Let's talk through this and try to make some sense of Trevor Siemian, tied for the most touchdowns in the NFL with the aforementioned Matthew Stafford. look.
Lose at home to go to 0-2, 24-10. But how about those Detroit Lions? Let's celebrate them. They are 2-0, and let's hear from the QB1, Matthew Stafford.
It was a little bit of a different game. We came into it with the mindset we were going to have to run the ball on first and second down, mix in some play action. You drop back a bunch of times on this team. That's what they want you to do. They got great secondary. They got great pass rushers. They showed that at times tonight. So our guys up front did a great job of staying ahead of the chains enough, helping our backs get going a little bit, and then made some big plays. Missed some big ones too. Wish I had a couple throws back, but overall we'll take a win.
Stafford, now he dropped 2 of his previous 3 meetings with the Giants, but last night he completed more than 70% of his passes on his way to the win. Nate, you played with Matt Stafford for 4 years. You were on a little dingy raft with one Peter Schrager while we are on a ship. We're sort of with the Lions, but they are 2-0, and they kept a lead. They didn't have to come back in the fourth quarter. What are they doing right?
They're doing everything right. And I know that seems like I'm taking a cop-out by saying everything, but it is absolutely everything. 3 phases of football: offense, defense, and special teams. This is the most complete game I've seen the Detroit Lions play in some time, and I want you to stick with me in that. I've seen Matt Stafford in his career. I know that Calvin Johnson is a wide receiver. I know there's been running backs through the years that have played well, but defensively, the way the DBs played, ball hawking, getting in the way, doubling Odell, getting their hands in balls, big hits, and then Ziggy Ansah, the 3 sacks. The wide receivers making plays, tight end play, coming up big, and then also the running back core. For me, that's the most important piece. And then not to mention special teams, that big return. So this could be what we've been waiting for quite some time. This could be what Matt Stafford been waiting for quite some time. Now he has all the weapons. He has the wide receiver stepping up, making plays, running back core that can complement that, and the defense that is equally as impressive.
Okay, you mentioned talk radio, and I think talk radio is the same as some of these debate shows on the other networks in the morning where we find a topic and we just go big on it. Matthew Stafford got that contract, and it was like catnip. It was like, oh my God, that's great. Now I'm going to jump off and say, he doesn't deserve it. He's overpaid. I'm going to give you all the stats. He hasn't won. Yeah. Matt Stafford's a really good quarterback, and last night only threw for 122 yards.
Love
like
that.
Nate said, I think he had the perfect game because he didn't do anything to hurt his team. He only made plays that mattered. And if you go back last year at this time, people were saying the same thing about Matt Ryan, saying Matt Ryan, can't win the big one, doesn't have it. Isn't an elite guy. Why is he paid that much?
Sort of meh.
He's sort of meh. What did he do? He went on to have one of the greatest seasons ever by a quarterback, win MVP, and be a part of the 10th ranked offense of NFL history. Stafford going to do that? No. They're not going to light it up like the Falcons did last year.
But do they?
They're 2-0. They don't need to, and Matthew Stafford is the unquestioned leader. And I might make the argument that last night he was the better quarterback on that field.
He outplayed Ian Manning. Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the numbers, and now they have to go take on Atlanta in Detroit. But you said it was a bold prediction of yours, right? Your 3 reasons why the Lions would do what?
Represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And at the time, I did it with a bold prediction, Hail Mary, throw it against the wall. I'm looking 2 weeks into the season. The Packers have their flaws. The Cowboys have their flaws. The Panthers can't move the ball on offense. There are a few 2-0 teams. The Falcons are one of them. They play the Falcons next week. Where is that? In Detroit or Atlanta?
Detroit.
It's a big game. It's a big game.
Detroit,
and listen,
the only team in the NFC North to pull out a win here in week 2. And you, my friend, got your easy breezy.
Crazy, right?
No heart attacks here game.
Yeah, I'm not only impressed with the Lions, I'm actually proud because Nate, you said it's the most complete game they've played. It was also, and I mean this as a great compliment, it was one of the most boring Lions wins I've ever seen. You go back last week, they did the furious comeback. Even last season, it's like 3 points over Washington, 3 points over Chicago, overtime over the Vikings. This was a no-doubter from start to finish. I said always with the Lions, it's like going back to last year, they're the Fast and the Furious. They're very exciting, but are they necessarily good? I don't know. So I said yesterday, never mind the Fast and the Furious. I want the English Patient, a big, long, boring movie from start to finish that's never in doubt. And guys, the tweets were coming in. People are getting on board the Detroit Lions English Patient movie.
Really?
Here we go, Jennifer Rios. Thanks for the call on that win tonight. A win is a win, but this feels anticlimactic. How about the Lions fans? They're like, no, we're kind of used to it. The Gorilla's in, Vanilla Gorilla. The English Patient, you've been waiting for it. Just what you need. Peter, Matt Stafford, 120-something yards. Perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
I think they threw the ball 4 times in the second half.
Perfect. I don't want Matt Stafford to have 30-0
before the kickoff.
Yes, they ran the ball. They played D. I was proud of them. You don't always have to win with excitement.
Guys, I'm okay when one side of the ball is sort of quiet and it's Matthew Stafford in Detroit and that's what you wanted. But then the other side has to make up for it because we had football Kanye.
Yeah, we did.
And you expected to see Odell Beckham Jr. and he was out there in warm-ups and he's wearing Savage on his visor. Pretty quiet, just 5 targets, and he didn't even start the game. So let's hear from Odell Beckham Jr. And his return from his high ankle sprain. I mean, 4 catches for 36 yards. He did talk after the game.
It's a lot, but I also want to talk about the Lions, and I want you guys to come over to my side.
Okay. Physically?
Come over to this world, because I have something for you guys.
Is it a boat?
We were on a boat last year, Nate Burleson and I. It was called the Lions Dinghy. There was not many people on it, and everyone was hating on us, and we rode that boat all the way to the playoffs, but didn't end right.
It's true.
The Lions had new uniforms this year, and guys,
snap.
I think it's time.
Way to win me over with the 43.
It's time.
This is awesome.
This is mine. 44. All right.
Are we in Honolulu right now?
This is the new Lions uniform, and guys,
that's my number.
This is it. Let me see this one. We got Brent.
34.
And then we already had a Burleson Lions jersey.
I didn't get the new ones though.
But have we seen the new one? Okay, so here's the 13.
Oh.
But
My
doesn't say Burleson. It's first name basis.
Oh.
So here's what I'm saying. I want us now in week 2. Okay, this isn't me. This isn't me. This isn't me. Thank you. Hold on.
Great.
Thank you.
Who's this from?
This is from the Lions and the Nike guys when they first announced
my people, man.
their new jerseys. I said, but we're not going to wear them in the off season. We're going to wear them when it's worthy of it. So I know there's a bandwagon. Does it fit, Kyle? Can you get it on?
Of course it fits. Are you kidding me? I'm lean and mean. Yeah.
I have no shame.
I'll put it on and break.
I have no shame in wearing a Lions jersey today. I don't like teams. I don't root for teams. But this looks pretty good.
These are awesome.
And when you're talking about a Super Bowl contending team, I look like I could play middle linebacker. Chris Spielman.
Jack him up, Peter. Jack him up.
DeAndre Levy. Hey.
Grab cloth. Slow through the tackle. Throw those elbows.
The Lions might be the team to watch.
You know, Peter, the new uniforms, they always get trashed on Twitter. Everyone's like, oh, they suck, they're terrible. People love them.
Yeah.
People were freaking out about the new uniforms on Twitter last night, and Twitter hates everything. It looks good.
Beyond Matthew Stafford, who clearly got paid and everyone can talk about him, what's one thing people need to keep their eye on with the Lions?
Jarrad Davis, the addition of him, and then the second year of Miles
talked
Killer.
about him.
Jarrad Davis, number 40, was all over the
talked
field.
about him.
Ziggy Ansah in a contract. The defense is really good. So we saw that they were losing to the Cardinals. Everyone was like, oh, same old Stafford. They came back, but the defense last night shut down a really good Giants offense, or something that we thought should have been.
November 6th, they go to Lambeau.
Okay.
Are we going to be wearing these on November 7th? That's all I'm saying. Listen, I don't want the Lions got to beat the Packers. They need to take care of business. I know we're hyping them. I love it. I love turnover. I would love nothing more than the Lions to blow up this year.
Yeah.
We got to take care of number 12. We got to take care of number 12, Peter.
Can I give you a little nugget here?
Yes.
Last night after the game, they're in the MetLife locker room. Everyone's excited. They won. Martha Ford, their owner, turned 92 yesterday, and they're all in the locker room, and she's beloved there. They sang her happy birthday in the locker room, and the footage is unbelievable. It's going to come out later today. This team is united.
Yeah.
They're bonded, and they think they should have made a run last year if Stafford's finger was not as injured as it was.
Yeah.
They believe they can win the NFC North, and I'm rocking this
Oh,
jersey.
Mr. Ford, look how cool that is.
William Clay.
You were saying the guys, the defense to look at. Eric Ebron was really impressive yesterday. So this is a guy who, and I always look at things from a fantasy perspective, like everyone's always waiting for him to break out, and it never really happens. And last night he looked so good and ready.
Yeah.
We know that the talent is there to see him. You sort of dominate and then not see what Evan Ingram did on the Giants side. I was comparing the two all night. So Eric Ebron, a guy to definitely keep your eye on. Thanks, Trey. These are awesome.
I feel much cooler now than when I was doing the Marchand dance. This is a look. I feel comfortable in Honolulu.
That's the Zach Zenner 34, I think.
Oh, yes, double Z.
All right,
Top-dressed
guys.
man. You see 34?
I see 34.
I see you 13.
Okay, 44. Okay, 43.
Coming up next is the undefeated, often imitated, never duplicated classic game of Would You Rather, and we're playing it next. Keep it locked.
Great.
Peter Schrager talking about the economics of the QB spot.
We're taking the rookie. Look, I'm just throwing that out there. Have fun with it. There's no truth to that. The Colts are fully committed to Andrew Luck.
What else you
All
got
right,
here?
Number 2. All right, you're down 4 points. 2 minutes left on the clock. 80 yards to go. Would you rather have at quarterback right now Matthew Stafford or Eli Manning?
Can I ask
a guy who's never won a playoff game versus a guy who's got 2 Super Bowls?
Can I ask a clarification? This is a regular season game or playoff?
This is a playoff game.
I'm taking Eli. Eli's the guy. I still believe he turns into the evil eye. Nate is gesturing wildly to the back of his jersey. I will go with Eli.
Now we know why Peter brought us the jerseys to butter us up for this Would You Rather. I'm also going with Eli because Stafford is your boy, 0-3 in the playoffs. 1 game against the Giants did not change my mind. He still has that record.
It's a week 2 game.
I'm not even saying this because
it was a week 2 game.
I'm not even saying this because I'm wearing the jersey. You guys are living in the past, and that's what we do as fans. We always think about what a certain player did years ago or seasons ago. Right now, you just said it early in the show. Stafford outplayed Eli.
2 Super Bowl MVPs.
You know how long ago that was, Kay? Is he the same person? Is he the
they
same?
were 0-2 in 2007,
Answer
and
me
they went
this.
on and won the
Is
Super Bowl.
Eli the same person as the guy who won those Super Bowls?
No, but I think that he rises. We've all seen what he can do in big moments. He rises and crushes it.
Did he rise last year and take his team deep into the postseason?
Are you seeing what?
This is what always happens with Would You Rather.
Who are you talking about?
Right, this is what Would You Rather is.
Yes.
Did you win a playoff game? What are you talking about right now?
I'd never won a playoff game. Even when I was in Detroit, I didn't win a playoff game. I'll tell you what, the Stafford that I saw yesterday is a different Stafford, and he's much better than Eli Manning right now.
Do you take Eli in the playoffs?
Eli in the playoffs all day and tomorrow all day. Yes.
Eli has to prove himself again.
Who has won in the playoffs?
What do you got?
All right, a guy who's gotten the Super Bowl ring and has also come up short in one of the most famous plays in NFL history. Would you rather party with
You had it!
Verifying the DLB as 1105.
The exits are covered. Now let's go in and bust them.
Oh, wait a minute. They're fighting among themselves. If someone gets killed, we'll finally have a charge that'll stick.
You're all heart, aren't you, Rizzo?
I'll kill you!
Away from the body. This time it's murder, honey. You play by my rules. You're nobody now.
We're the Jezebels. Stop that so.
Stop it!
I thought there were no gangs around here. What about you?
Jezebels.
And you?
Jezebel. Jezebels. Jezebels. Jezebels.
What about you?
She ain't with us.
Sure I am. I always been.
I don't know her.
That's right. Don't know her.
I don't know.
She's not one of us.
Never seen her before.
She ain't one of us.
Okay, Jezebels.
Let me give you some advice.
No. Let me give you some advice, cop. You can beat us, chain us, lock us up. But we're gonna be back. Understand? And when we do, cop, you better keep your ass off our turf, or we'll blow it up. You dig? Jezebel, cop. Remember that name.